A big hello to all the students and learners of English. Welcome to the channel English Simplified. Well, in this channel, you will find all the concepts explained in a very simple way so that you can understand them and ace your exams. So today in this video, I'm going to teach you about figures of speech or literary devices as they are often called. Now, one question which arises is why do writers use figures of speech and what are figures of speech? So, figures of speech are basically expressions which are used by the writers to beautify their writing, to make it attractive, to make it precise, and to lay emphasis. Fine. And all of you know that figures of speech are a very important part of class 12 English as well as CUET English exam. So, without waiting, let's begin with the first figure of speech, that is simile. Simile, as you know, this is the simplest figure of speech and the most important one. So, what is a simile? Basically, it is a comparison made between two objects or things of different kinds which have at least one point in common. देखो आप तभी तो दो चीजों को कंपेयर करोगे ना जब उनमें कुछ चीज कॉमन है ठीक है सिमिली हमेशा इंट्रोड्यूस करी जाती है वर्ड्स से जैसे लाइक एज और so whenever in your exam you see these words being used like as or so आंख बंद करके सिमिली टिक कर दीजिएगा इट इज अ ट्रिक आई एम गिविंग यू व्हाई बिकॉज दैट इज वेरी श्योर दैट इट इज अ सिमिली ये सिमिली की पहचान है जिसे आप समझ लीजिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल as proud as a peacock, as clear as crystal, or words are like leaves. Now, the second figure of speech is metaphor. Now, what is a metaphor? Even a metaphor is used to compare things. Then, what is the difference between simile and metaphor? Metaphor जो होता है वो implied simile होता है बेटा ठीक है so basically in metaphor one thing is taken to be another thing. ठीक है Words like and as and so are not used. So it is taken for granted that one thing is another and as if the two things were one. For example, life is a dream. So the writer here has not used the word life is like a dream. He has stated that life is a dream. तो राइटर ने लाइफ को ड्रीम ही कह दिया है उसने ये नहीं कहा है कि लाइफ ड्रीम की जैसी है बट मतलब उसका वही है ठीक है तो यहाँ पे मेटाफर है होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सिमिली एंड मेटाफर नेक्स्ट फिगर ऑफ स्पीच इज personification. So personification, as the name suggests, is made up of two words, person plus fiction. That means in personification, inanimate objects and abstract notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. अगर मैं सिंपल लैंग्वेज में आपको समझाऊं तो इसका मतलब है कि जो चीजें नॉन लिविंग हैं जो चीजें इनएनिमेट हैं या अगर कोई एब्स्ट्रैक्ट आइडिया है उसको ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज दे दी जाती हैं उसको ह्यूमन की तरह ट्रीट करा जाता है फॉर एग्जाम्पल डांसिंग एंड विस्लिंग द लीव्स वेंट नाउ लीव्स डोंट डांस डू दे क्या लीव्स डांस करती हैं विसल करती हैं नहीं these are the actions performed by humans. Humans can dance, humans can whistle. But here, dancing and whistling has been used for leaves. So here there is personification. Now, next figure of speech I'm going to teach you is apostrophe. Now, what is an apostrophe? An apostrophe is a direct address to the dead, to the absent, or to a personified object or idea. कहने का मतलब है apostrophe वहां पर होता है जहां पे कोई पर्सन समवन which who has died या कोई वहां पे प्रेजेंट नहीं है या कोई पर्सोनिफाइड ऑब्जेक्ट और आइडिया है जब हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे तो वहां पे apostrophe होगा फॉर एग्जाम्पल ओ मिल्टन द वर्ल्ड इज विजिबल थ्रू योर वर्ड्स नाउ मिल्टन the very famous poet all of you know is dead. He is no more, but we are referring to him, right? So here there is apostrophe. अब apostrophe की आपको ट्रिक बताती हूँ कि आप पहचानेंगे कैसे You can see that in both the examples, exclamation mark is used. ठीक है, तो जहां पे भी अगर सेंटेंस में exclamation mark used है वहां पे आप समझ जाएंगे यहाँ पे apostrophe है और रेफर कर रहे हैं हम किसी डेड पर्सन को या किसी एब्सेंट पर्सन को या पर्सोनिफाइड ऑब्जेक्ट और आइडिया, राइट? So the next figure of speech I'm going to talk about is hyperbole. Now, what is hyperbole? Hyperbole, as the name suggests, it is an overstatement or exaggeration. Now, what is exaggeration? Exaggeration होता है बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोलना किसी चीज को बहुत ज्यादा overstate करना या बढ़ा चढ़ा के. For example, she has wept an ocean of tears. तो यहाँ पे राइटर क्या बताना चाह रहा है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा रोई, बट दिस इज द वे ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग, ही इज सेइंग दैट शी हैज वेप्ट एन ओशन ऑफ टीयर्स, वो इतना रोई जैसे कि उसने समंदर बहा दिया आंसुओं का. ठीक है, तो आप देख रहे हो ये बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोला गया है, बहुत ज्यादा एग्जैजरेट करा गया है, राइट? सो द नेक्स्ट फिगर ऑफ स्पीच इज एंटीथेसिस. Now, what is antithesis? Antithesis, as the name suggests, it has got two opposite. Anti है कोई चीज, है ना? तो दो opposite या contrasting ideas अगर एक ही sentence में आ रहे हैं, then we say that there is antithesis in that sentence. For example, speech is silver but silence is golden. So the writer here is talking about both speech and silence in the same sentence. So there are two contrasting ideas. ठीक है? Now, next figure of speech is oxymoron. So, what is oxymoron? Oxymoron is basically where two opposite words are found together in the same sentence. Now, don't confuse between antithesis and oxymoron. Antithesis means there are two contrasting ideas, two opposite ideas. But in oxymoron, there are two opposite words coming together. All of you know opposites, right? For example, she accepted it as the kind cruelty of the surgeon's knife. So both the words kind and cruelty, they have been used for the surgeon's knife. एक ही चीज के लिए हम दो opposite words use करें, kind and cruelty. So here there is oxymoron, right? Hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can leave your comment in the comment section to clear them. Now, the next figure of speech I'm explaining is pun. Now, what is pun? Pun is basically use of a word in such a way that is it is capable of more than one meaning. That means in simplified language, it means double meaning words. जहाँ पे एक ही word के एक से ज्यादा meanings निकल रहे हैं ना, तो वहां पर pun है. For example, the happiness of life depends on liver. Now, liver means here one meaning is the one who is living the life, and another meaning, all of you know, liver, it stands for the organ of the body, right? So there is pun on the word liver. Now, the next figure of speech is transferred epithet. Transferred epithet. So, in this figure of speech, as the name suggests, the epithet is transferred from its proper word to another word that is closely associated with it in the sentence. यानी कि हम epithet को transfer कर रहे हैं जहां पे properly वो use होना चाहिए उसकी जगह दूसरे word के लिए. For example, he passed a sleepless night. Now the night cannot be sleepless. नाइट स्लीपलेस हो सकती है, ऐसा हो सकता है कि नाइट को नींद नहीं आ रही है. एक्चुअल में दिस वर्ड स्लीपलेस शुड हैव बीन यूज्ड फॉर ही. He can be sleepless and he is sleepless. ठीक है, but we have transferred this epithet sleepless from he to night. तो यहाँ पे figure of speech हमारा हुआ transferred epithet. Now the next figure of speech we are going to discuss is alliteration. Now, what is alliteration? Alliteration is basically when the consonant sound is repeated in the beginning of the words in the sentence. That means the words are put close together in a series in a sentence and the consonant sound is repeated. Now, let me mind it. Consonant sound is repeated, not the consonant. There is a difference between consonant and consonant sound, right? Now look at this example. But a better butter makes a batter better. So here the consonant sound of B has been repeated many times in the same sentence. So here the figure of speech used is alliteration. Now, next figure of speech is consonants. Now, consonants is also the repetition of the consonant sound. So now you'll ask me, ma'am, what is the difference between alliteration and consonants then? So what is the difference? In alliteration, the consonant sound is repeated in the beginning of the word. But in consonants, the consonant sound is repeated from the middle to the end of the word. ठीक है, आपने देखा था एलिट्रेशन के एग्जाम्पल में बी सबसे पहले आ रहा था वर्ड में. अब हम इस एग्जाम्पल को देखेंगे कॉन्सोनेंट्स के. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, माइक लाइक्स हिज न्यू बाइक. So here the sound of K has been repeated in the middle of the word. So here there is consonants. Now next figure of speech is assonance. Assonance is repetition of vowel sound. ठीक है? Now don't confuse the vowel sound with vowels. There is a difference between vowels and vowel sounds. If you have any doubts about it, you can leave your comment in the comment section and I can make a video on consonant and vowel sounds and explain the articles. Fine. So assonance is when the vowel sound is repeated. For example, men sell the wedding bells. So here you can see the sound of E has been repeated in the sentence. So here the figure of speech is assonance. Now the next figure of speech is repetition. Repetition is when a word or a phrase is repeated. For example, two and two make four. So you can see here the word two has been repeated. So here in this sentence, the figure of speech is repetition. Now, the next figure of speech, a very important one, is onomatopoeia and a very confusing one to students as well, right? But let me simplify it for you. Onomatopoeia क्या होता है? Basically, sound words आप समझ लीजिए. The words that represent sounds. That means when you hear these words or when you read these words, you can imagine the sound in your mind and you can create a picture of the thing that creates that sound. है ना? जैसे ही आप ये वर्ड सुनेंगे, आपको दिमाग में आवाज भी सुनाई देगी और जो चीज ये वॉइस करती है, जो चीज ये आवाज निकालती है, आपको उसकी पिक्चर क्रिएट हो जाएगी ब्रेन में. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बैंग, बज. बज कौन बज करता है? हनी बीज. सो एज सून एज यू हियर द वर्ड बज, you relate them to honeybees and you can hear the voice in your mind. Tinkle, tinkling of bells. जैसे ही आप वर्ड हिस सुनते हैं, आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है? स्नेक, राइट? सो हियर इन ऑल दीज वर्ड्स देयर इज onomatopoeia. Now the last figure of speech I am dealing here is imagery. Now what is imagery? Imagery is the language that produces pictures or images in the minds of the people reading or listening. इमेजरी तब होती है जब हम वो वर्ड पढ़ें या हम सुने तो हमारे दिमाग में एक इमेज क्रिएट हो जाए. नाउ इमेजरी इज ऑफ मेनी काइंड्स, visual, verbal, olfactory, but the most commonly ones which are asked in questions in CBSE exams or in CUET exams, the most common imageries are visual and verbal or auditory. Now, visual imagery क्या होती है? Which appeals to your eyes. जैसे ही आप वर्ड सुनते हैं, आपके सामने वो पिक्चर क्रिएट हो जाती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पिच ब्लैक. As soon as you hear the word pitch black, you get to see maybe the dark night in front of your eyes, right? वर्बल इमेजरी क्या होती है? जिसको सुनने से, जिसको पढ़ने से आपको वो आवाज सुनाई दे जाए, है ना? आपके ब्रेन में वो वॉइस आ जाए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, चॉपिंग. As soon as you hear the word chopping, you can see the sparrows chirping, right? Now you will ask me, then what is the difference between onomatopoeia and verbal imagery? So basically, onomatopoeia creates verbal imagery. जो words जिनमें onomatopoeia होता है, वो verbal imagery को create करते हैं, बनाते हैं. ठीक है? So I hope you have understood the figures of speech very nicely. Just see the video once or twice, and understand the figures of speech very well. In my next video, I'll take up the questions which appear in, the kind of questions which come in your CUET English exam. So all these questions have been made by me. They have not been taken from any book. I have already prepared mock exams for CUET. So, all these are very authentic questions. So please see the video, do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you and study well.